Do you like Nico's team in DMC5?
Oh yeah, good choice.
Me too. It's so relaxing and chill. I'm sure the composer is well known for his chill music.
Groovy, baby!
But would you believe me if that composer is the same person who made this DMC song?
What the f***? No!
Devil May Cry, Last Judgment, and CR DMC4. Both have amazing cutscenes. It just makes us wish they were in an actual DMC game or a CGI movie instead of a, cranky-ass Pachinko. Anyway, let's talk about their composers. DMC Last Judgment has 6 composers in total, and CR DMC4 is unknown, unfortunately. All I know is that one composer from DMC Last Judgment did a few songs, and that's about it. So we'll just have to stick with that for now, unless some new info might show up in the future or something. Alright, so those 6 composers from DMC Last Judgment are Yusuke Yamauchi, Amo, Shu Mikami, Moi Moi, Stephen McNair, and Haruki Yamada. Each one of them created bangers for this Pachinko game, but as usual, I'm gonna focus on one composer per video. Don't worry, I'll still come back to the other composers, maybe like a bundle video of some sort.
Kinda like with mod bundles, I guess. Kinda cool.
But enough talking. Our big cheese for this video today is Stephen McNair.
Watch me take it back, 'cause I know it's time. I'm sorry, got to let me go. Not sorry if we leave you behind. It's not ever enough for me. And we are the names to remember.
Stephen McNair has been an outsourced composer for Capcom since 2014. He started working as a composer and vocalist in Pachinko games like DMC Last Judgment and Resident Evil Revelations Pachinko.
I did not know Resident Evil has Pachinko games. What the hell?
But after that, he slowly moved on to actual games and composed for Street Fighter and DMC5. Now, if you're wondering if he has other works outside of Capcom, then yes. He has the drummer for a band named Newspeak. He has worked on other IPs like Tekken and King of Fighters. He also did anime OSTs like My Hero Academia, Yuri on Ice, and many more. This guy has been everywhere. It's amazing.
Correct!
Now that you know his stuff, let's dive into his works in DMC Last Judgment. Stephen McNair's range of music can go from post-hardcore, J-rock, alternative rock, J-pop, chill stuff like lo-fi, jazz, and many more. But for now, we'll start off with his heavier stuff. Starting off with my favorite track, Drive Out Loud featuring Yosh from Survive Said the Prophet. Let's go!
I'll break it down.
Dream Out Loud is a banger, dude. This shit is very aggressive with the rhythm guitar riffs and drums, but at the same time, very melodic when the lead guitars do their thing on the back. And the chorus, man. Dude, the chorus. That shit sounds like it's from an anime, and I love it.
Oh yeah, I wish the bass guitar did something unique for this track, but it's whatever.
Let's talk about the vocalist for this track, which is Yosh. If you watch Vinland Saga, then you probably know who this guy is by now, because of the banger first opening song. But if you haven't, then he's from a Japanese metalcore or post-hardcore band called Survive Said the Prophet. He's a very versatile singer and definitely gets the job done for Dream Out Loud.
You got me for the story will unfold. What will be for told? このまま諦めたら終わりも告げられないんだじめて now to save進むべきこの道 just carry on. This life is but a dream, so dream out loud. 繰り返し立ち上がろう final sword to break the silence 奪われた真実を I'll break it down.
Fun fact, DMC Last Judgment isn't the only game he did vocals in. This guy did other video game stuff too, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Border Break. Alright, since we're done with the vocals, let's analyze the lyrics. This is purely subjective, obviously. Everything in here is just my opinion, especially when the lyrics I got ain't even official, so yeah. Now for the lyrics, I don't want to go too crazy in detail about it, but from what I understand, this whole song is about Nero's perspective on life. So Nero just sees life as a dream, because we can do everything we want to do right now. You know, regardless of the consequences, whether that action is good or bad, just by putting our efforts on doing a specific goal or action, we can make that into a reality, which is why it makes life feel like a dream. We can do whatever we want as long as we put our minds into it. That's what Nero literally did in DMC4. He went through hell and back just to get Kyrie. Even it felt like it was impossible, especially when Credo and the whole Order of the Sword was against him, he still kept going and didn't surrender. And look what happened. At the end of the day, he got what he wanted, saved Kyrie and Fortuna, but at the cost of losing his brother, unfortunately. So to sum the song up, live your life to the fullest and go do things that you've always wanted to do. Because life is just a dream, so dream out loud. Now that we're done with Dream Out Loud, let's check out another banger made by Stephen McNair, which is Burn in Hell. Burn in Hell is still very similar to Dream Out Loud, but just less melodic and more on your face. You won't hear the very melodic lead guitars you hear in Dream Out Loud. But instead you get to hear the guitar riffs going crazy with some octave chords here and there on the verses, chorus, and let's not forget that goddamn breakdown. Oh, and drums are pretty tight too. And that's all I can say. My knowledge when it comes to drums are pretty ass, so yeah. Bass guitar, as usual, just following the same notes or root notes of the rhythm guitar. I don't know what's the right term. It's all good though. I think it fits. Now, last but not the least, the vocals. You wanna know who did the vocals? It's Stephen McNair himself. Bro can pull off singing and fry vocals. Not only that, he can also do stuff like this.
The choice is mine, I wonder what it takes to make you feel like this. Oh. Every day another rap. Come and find me on a higher step.
He got some range on those vocals, man. And I don't know if it's just me, but his vocals has a real distinct sound to it. Like his voice just fits so well with this kind of sound, you know?
Pain, more power to survive. Staring with a blank face, walking right into the fire. I'll stand to save us all again. The power in my chains pours over from within. Cutting your disguises, lies and compromise. A fallen angel dies, but the devil never cries. I'm watching you burn in hell.
Now for the lyrics, it seems pretty straightforward. It's all about Nero having no more doubts anymore and just wants to see the Order of the Sword burn in hell. No matter what lies the Order of the Sword has told the people of Fortuna, Nero will cut it down and save everyone, especially Kyrie. There's also this interesting line of the lyrics. For me, it kinda sounds like Nero is talking about his past. Like, it was specified in the novel that he was bullied a lot when he was a kid because of his white hair, and he probably ended up feeling like a freak compared to the other kids. Not sure if that's what it's implying, could be just a different meaning, I don't know. So yeah, it is what it is. So to sum the song up, just doing whatever it takes to reach out for the truth, just like the Inaba investigation group in Persona 4. Don't ever stop reaching for the truth. Even if it feels like you've seen the truth, there's always more than meets the eye.
Correct!
If you're wondering what genre or sound those two songs are from, it's from a genre called post-hardcore. It's a subgenre of hardcore punk where it still has the qualities of punk rock, but just more aggressive. And it's so aggressive to the point some people are confused if it's metalcore or post-hardcore because they sound kinda identical at times. And since we're talking about the subgenres of punk, pop punk, or in some cases, post-hardcore is used a lot in anime openings. So yeah, now you can see why a lot of people, including me, end up saying this for the DMC Pachinko songs. They may be called J-Rock by most people, but we all know half of them are either straight up post-hardcore or pop-punk, but with a cool twist of the chords by making it very jazzy, Midwest emo type of thing. Oh, and yeah, he also did similar tracks like this on Tekken and King of Fighters. Check them out.
Once the hour is too late, pride it never gets around their brain. We will pay. Take my hand, it's now or never. Don't let them escape. Back to back, attack to found a day. Just one way, it's together now or never. Our head is coming, you better know. 'Cause I ain't running, I'm right there with the battle flows. Watch me take it back, 'cause I know it's time. I'm sorry, got to let me go. Not sorry if we leave you behind. It's not ever enough for me. And we are the names to remember that won't give up. We'll keep on turning like a star.
Let's go to CR DMC4. CR DMC4 is a unique type of case because all I know about CR DMC4 is that Steven McNair did the vocals. I don't know how much he contributed to the songs aside from the vocals because, man, there's zero information about CR DMC4 when it comes to like the music. So yeah, let's just dissect the songs regardless without knowing who actually composed it. Let's start off with my favorite CR DMC4 song, You Got No Clue.
Across the floor I'm smoking. No signs of motion slowing. Now we're just going. Now just to cheer up, provoking.
May not be as aggressive like Burn in Hell, but it has a very cocky and punk attitude to it, which definitely fits Nero's character, and that's the reason why I fucking love this song so much. Now let's take a look on the guitars. It's pretty decent, I'm not too crazy about it, but it gets the job done. Lots of melodic lead guitars playing on the verses. And goes to riffage when it gets a bit intense. Although I have to say, one thing that stands out from this song when you compare it to DMC Last Judgment is that it has guitar solos. Bass guitar, same case as the other Last Judgment songs, just following what the rhythm guitar is doing. Drums, this is one of those rare cases that I prefer the drum over the guitars. You wanna know why? Because of halftime breakdowns. Last but not the least, the vocals. The vocals is still Stephen McNair, so big kudos to him. But for me, it sounds pretty standard, nothing too crazy. It's pretty much what you hear in the realm of pop punk or punk in general, and nothing wrong with that.
Touch me if you dare. I ain't scared to say you're terrible. Hold it close, don't really care. I'm not here for your affairs, and I don't stop, I don't play fair. I can find you anywhere, so look in my eyes and see my stare. I'm insane, you best beware. In that second of silence, you're singing out your returns, crashing down in flames. Bet you regret it too late.
He just gets the job done. You know, it's not like post-hardcore where they do crazy fry vocals and growls, just like what you heard in Burnin' Now. You know, this just fits with the direction they're going with the song, and it's all cool.
Quicken motion with eyes wide open. I might be crazy, maybe, 'cause I'm so thirsty, craving for something more. You've got no clue what become.
Now let's jump into the lyrics. Seems to be talking about Nero finally discovering that he might be a demon, and he's totally okay with it. If this is what he was born with, then he'll live with it since that's just a part of him. Got no time to overthink about that since we all can't choose the life we're born with, and that's just how it is. And of course, you know, since he has demonic powers, obviously a little bit of cockiness wouldn't hurt. You got no clue what this white-haired devil got in store. Hey, post-editing Amazier. After analyzing the lyrics again, I think this song might be talking about Dante. Since in the lyrics, it mentions a lot of "I'm crazy, look into my eyes, I'm saying you better beware, I don't play fair, I don't really care if you attack me, you got no clue who you're up to." You know, something along those lines. It's like talking about Dante's crazy persona that he always put up when fighting some demonic scrubs. But at the same time, Nero does act very aggressive in combat and does look crazy at times, so I could be totally wrong on this one. So, yeah. Now that we're done with You Got No Clue, let's move on to the next song. This one is a bit jazzy, so you know what time it is. Get your suits ready and buckle up because we're going to the casinos. This next track is called One Chance Roll.
Come try sample. So you want to taste my standard. No, wait, now let's go. Don't chase the news, just wish you could sample. Crazy with it, night can't cancel. Come on, go, dive for chance. Now, no, twice you can't change the rules, just push your best win. You might not ever know.
Oh boy, as a big fan of jazz and its awesome subgenres, I was so happy when I found out this song is jazzy. Like, DMC barely has any jazz OSTs, man, so this is a big W in my book, baby. Alright, enough of that, let's get into the instrumentations. So let's start with the guitars. It has a very bouncy guitar riffs. And the guitar solo is pretty neat. It didn't overstay its welcome, and it's just there to amplify the song even more. Drums, just keeping up with the groove, and it has a very swing feel to it, in my opinion. Bass guitar, doing its own thing, popping off with some bass lines, with some slides here and there. And last but definitely not the least, brass, trumpets, and keyboards. I don't need to explain these beautiful instruments, I'll just let them speak for themselves.
Saints, our hands out for you. Smell what you're getting into. Come try sample a scandal. Now let's go. You gotta scramble, you cancel or transfer. Come try sample. So you want to make a taste of scandal. Now that you can send away, now let's go. In fact, that ain't crazy. Don't chase the news, just wish you could. Crazy, letting a man can't cancel. Come on, pick the dice, one chance. Now, pick it twice, you can't change the rules, just push your best win. You might not ever know.
For this one, I have a hard time trying to hear what the lyrics are, and no one has bothered to write the lyrics in the comments, so I'm just gonna compile everything that I understand by ear and analyze it. So it seems like the song mentions a lot of rolling a dice, taking a gamble, and the person you're against with, I don't know, in gambling I guess, has no idea you're gonna hit the jackpot. The message of the song is probably just taking gamble or risk to achieve your goals. I guess that's why it's called one chance roll. You only got one shot to get what you want, and it's either you take a risk to get it or back down from it because you're too afraid. And that's all I can say about this song, unfortunately.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Would you be brave enough, stand up, break the rules? What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Would you join me and fight you?
I'm moving without patience. I'm hitting poverty. I pray to find a mission. Got the strings we move, and from the way you prove you're already always free.
Alright, now that we're done with one chance roll, now let's move on to the final song, which is Double Bringer.
Evil towers, my secret powers awaken. Hand of fire, my soul desires retribution.
I always saw comments that said that this sounds like from Sonic. Never heard of Sonic's OSTs aside from Frontiers, but if the older Sonic games has a sound like this, then I might try out some of the Sonic games, you feel me? Anyway, let's dive into the instruments. Guitars, pretty standard for me, I'm not too crazy about it. Didn't really catch me, especially when this one doesn't have a guitar solo, but it's all good. Bass guitar though, it finally did something unique in here. It got its own cool solo bass line section that sounds pretty badass, and I think it's one of the few things that made this track stand out more in my opinion. Drums sounds good, can't say much about it since, like I said, I don't know shit about drums. I guess this kind of drum play is what you expect in the punk genre. Now let's jump into the number one thing that made me love this song, the vocals.
I'll save you tonight from the demons you fight, devil bringer. Let love be the flame, cut down all enemy, devil bringer.
Man, Steven nailed it on this one. This is probably the best vocals in the CR DMC4 tracks in my opinion. It's very catchy, and Stephen has a very powerful tone in his voice in here without doing gutturals or fry vocals, you know, just like the one you heard in Burn in Hell. And let's not talk about that chorus, man. Easily one of the best chorus in Devil May Cry music. in my opinion.
I will save you tonight from the demons you fight. Devil bringer, let my love be the flame. Cut down all enemy. Devil bringer.
For Devilbringer's lyrics, just like in Burn in Hell, it's very straightforward. Instead of yearning for the Order of the Sword to burn in hell, this time it's all about doing everything Nero can to save Kyrie using the Devilbringer. Obviously, love is the reason why Nero does this. That's his fuel to keep moving forward to save Kyrie. And that perfectly fits for a Devil May Cry song, since Devil May Cry's theme has always been love. Not gonna lie, when I read the lyrics, in a way, I found it romantic, since, you're literally going through hell and back. You don't give a damn who's in front of you. You'll do anything you can just to save your loved one. I don't know about you, but I found that very romantic. If you're wondering why CR DMC4 sounds like this, then the answer is that these songs are from a genre called either pop punk or punk rock, with some Japanese composition sprinkled here and there. But they're pretty much around the same realm with Last Judgment's post-hardcore genre, since that genre still borrows a lot of punk elements to it, but just, more aggressive. Oh, and these are some songs that kind of sound similar to this.
What goes around comes back around again. And if we don't come down, we'll be lost in the break down the doors to the future with my cold heart and steel that white burning blood will wipe this memory away. We are crying out today for tomorrow with this bold burning ceiling soul. Who will live or die hero? Oh no! This world gotta make your own way. One is all in this world. Life is just a game of play.
Alright, I forgot. Steven also did Nico's theme and the Garage main menu theme in DMC5. But I'm pretty sure everyone heard of them by now, so I'm not gonna dive into it. But I will dive into those songs in a future video that consists of like Devil May Cry's very chill tracks or very laid back tracks, I guess. I might call it Devil May Chill tracks, I don't know. But yeah, they'll be in a future video, so don't worry about that. Regarding for the next DMC Music Appreciation video, probably not gonna go immediately do the remaining Pachinko songs, but instead, I'll do the DMC Live Hacker show. Since barely anyone have heard of those songs in that show, like probably 5% of the DMC fan base heard of that shit or something. But yeah, they got banger songs, obviously, so I can't wait to show you all those. I'm practically covering the more obscure stuff for now, since this stuff needs to be more known to the public, man. But no worries though, after I'm done with the more obscure stuff, I'll do more of the well-known composers like Casey Edwards, Tetsuya Shibata, and also the more under-the-radar composers like similar to Yoshida Terayama, Like some of y'all might have heard of him, some of y'all might have not, that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say for this video. Thank y'all for watching. I'll probably upload some mod showcase here and there very soon. And obviously there's gonna be a mod bundle next month, I think, or either October or September. It's between those months. But yeah, that's all. Ta-ta!